Whoa, pretty big explosion, right? It was really pretty too. A bunch of colors, light, and speed? I guess all explosions are inherently fast, but that's besides the point. I picked this gift to contextualize what it's like to have a really good idea, one that really resonates with you, one that kicks you into maximum overdrive and puts you into work mode. Those ideas are the best and essentially translate into anything creative. We make games on this channel, so we're going to be talking about getting those ideas for games. Welcome to the first episode of How to Game Dev. So I've been living by this idea for the past couple of years that it's easy to make a game, but it's really hard to make a good game. I say good with the idea that it's something original to you. It's easy to copy something like Pong or Flappy Bird once you've gone through a few tutorials, but when you turn Pong into something like an RPG, that's when the creative spice kicks in. One of the coolest things about making games is that you're only really limited by your imagination. Like turning Pong into an RPG. Who would have thought of that? But being creative isn't the easiest thing, and it can feel frustrating to not have a shock of inspiration when you need it. But let's try an exercise to analyze this feeling. Take 15 seconds to come up with the concept for a game. Look around your environment, dig up some memories, really open up your third eye. Cool, so what you make? If you couldn't think of anything, that's cool, we're doing a science thing. If you're like me, you came up with something that's derivative of something else. For example, I came up with an endless flyer game, which is a derivative of an endless runner. If you somehow created something completely new and genre spawning, I bow down to you. That's ridiculously impressive. But if you did something like me, you've hit one of the main lessons of this video. Nothing's original. In our glorious cajillion years on this planet, we've invented a lot of stuff. Light bulbs, space travel, physics-defying deep-fried water. The point here is that most stuff has already been innovated. A lot of the cool stuff we see, use, and play is a derivative of something that already exists. Just because stuff isn't completely original doesn't mean it can't be cool. Every Battle Royale is a knockoff of Minecraft Hunger Games, but now we got stuff like Apex and Fortnite. To make a long point short, don't disregard an idea if it isn't completely original. What you came up with could be your next masterpiece. Now, look at all these new ideas. Look how adorable they are. Aw, this one's a little Cyclops. Wait, hold on now. We just hit lesson 2. Letting ideas live and die. Not every idea is going to pan out, even the ones you really thought were going to work. And that's a good thing. It means you're learning. If everything we did worked the first time, there would be no need for us to get better at anything, and that's pretty lame. Giving your ideas a shot gives you a chance to grow as a developer, to make mistakes and learn how to do better in the future. A personal example is when I made this little mobile game. My initial code took like 5 minutes to load something that looked like Agario, and after watching some tutorials and barely understanding what math is anymore, I got it to load in like 2 seconds. Can you guess what I learned there? If you guessed that I learned how Poisson disk sampling works, you're close, but what I actually learned was how to look up tutorials. And the only reason why I was able to do that is because I spent a while looking at what I already had and came up with exactly what I needed to improve it. I just got lucky that Sebastian Log had a tutorial with the exact solution I needed. What I'm getting at is that every idea you have, whether it's a new game concept or a solution to a problem you have while making your game, is worth exploring. No matter what, you'll improve as a developer by just trying it out, whether it turns out to be a solution to whatever you're trying to fix/create, or a pathway in finding what you're looking for. Alright, we've just learned that nothing is original and how to grow from bad ideas. It's time for our final lesson. Just do it. One of the toughest things about making a new project that you're passionate about is seeing it through to the end. Like I said in the beginning, making a good game is tough. Building out the systems is all code and numbers and junk, and doesn't really change the visual appearance of the game. That can be really discouraging if you have this grand image in your mind and it doesn't happen immediately. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and unless you're hopped up on Red Bull, your game won't be either. There's going to be times when you have a new idea and you want to kick your current one to the curb, but in the process, you lose the satisfaction of finishing your project. And let me tell you something, finishing a game is one of the most satisfying feelings you can get. So if that sounds good to you, live by this mantra: never have a 0 day. Always put in a little bit of work into your game. It could be something as simple as planning what you need to do, or something as crazy as adding a new mechanic. Every little bit counts, because each thing you do brings you closer to your project, making it matter more to you. Alright, I've given you some of my good Sage knowledge, which has been learned from people who actually know what they're talking about. But this is all stuff I've learned over the last 2 years that has really helped me become a better game developer. The cool thing about these practices is that you'll grow beyond them at one point, creating your own to build off what you gain over time. This is just to start you off on some solid ground. Now scram, you lovable scamps, go make some games.